Hello there, my name is Chuck Sullivan, and this is my presentation for Journalistic Media and Society. I'm going to talk today about the Supreme Court decision in 2010, Citizens United versus the Federal Election Commission. So it essentially changed our political landscape by allowing outside spending groups and, coincidentally, their undisclosed donors more influence really than ever before. And I want to take you just 5 years after the decision was made at a New York University symposium. There was 8 good government groups that presented some research on outside spending, real-world implications, and possibly what could be done to curb it. And there was really some key takeaways from that symposium. First, as you can imagine, spending was virtually out of control. In order to remain competitive in a median congressional race, a Senate candidate has to average $3,300 raised a day in their 6-year term. And in the House, they need to average raising $1,800 a day in their 2-year term. So obviously, the constant need to raise money, to raise funds, determines what kind of candidates make it through, and ultimately what kind of policies are enacted. Another key takeaway was that literally a handful of millionaires and their families can swing an election. Again, from 2010, when the decision was made, to 2014, outside money doubled. Outside money doubled. From 2010 to 2015, of the $1 billion raised in outside money, of the $1 billion, $600 million came from just 195 individuals and their spouses. To put that in a little bit more perspective, just 2 years ago, America hit a landmark when they had 200 million registered voters. Again, let me say that one more time. 200 million registered voters in the United States of America. And in 2015, 195 individuals and their spouses contributed over 60% of the money to campaigns, or $600 billion of $1 billion. Another takeaway, Citizens United has actually turned judicial elections into a nightmare. 87% of state justices must stand for an election at least once in their career. So not only are justices beholden to the law, now they're beholden to the donor. Another interesting takeaway was that special interests in the American public really don't want the same thing. According to Jay Reinsberg from the Common Cause organization, 70% of Americans support raising the minimum wage. 70% of Americans support raising the minimum wage. However, the Walton family of Walmart fame can pour literally millions and millions of dollars into a campaign in 1 year, yet continue to pay their workers, their employees, poverty wages with no benefits. Another takeaway, outside spending keeps good candidates like us, like the students at Eastern Illinois, the average American, keeps them out of office. Simply, candidates who are not wealthy, who are not well connected, they just cannot keep up. So is there a solution to this? Possibly. There's a publicly financed state candidates type of system that works in Connecticut, Maine, and Arizona. So for example, if a state candidate in Connecticut raises a minimum level of funds from small donors, the public or the state will match that up to a ratio of 9-1. And in 2014, voters elected over 300 candidates, publicly financed candidates in those 3 states that I just mentioned, Arizona, Maine, and Connecticut. So in closing, Citizens United has made it difficult at best for the average American to stand for elected office and be successful, and that flies in the face of our democracy. Thank you.